Now, Matt Gross is the travel writer for the New York Times, and recently, while on a trip to Ireland, he came across my next guests who were playing in the Schooner Bar in Bantry. He wrote in the New York Times, which, by the way, has a daily readership of 1 million people, that the Calvinists would be the next U2. And I'm delighted to say that they join me in studio this morning. Dara Coakley, Tig Burke, Frank Wheeler and Noel Magner. You're all very welcome. And good morning to you all. OK, who wants to start with how this guy ended up at your gig? Dara?
He was basically just he was travelling around Ireland. He was doing an article on the country and what it's like to be in the country or whatever, and he saw our poster up somewhere and saw the name and he was kind of interested by it, and he just came along to the gig, and we didn't know he was him at the time or whatever.
Yeah.
But he just
did he come over and speak to you that night?
He came over and spoke to us, but we thought he was just a tourist. We didn't have a clue he was a travel writer, and next thing it just turned up in the New York Times. And
Tig, how did you, because obviously I take it they don't sell many copies of the New York Times in Bantry, how did you hear that you had made it to the New York Times?
Well, it was actually Noel who found out. He was looking up YouTube, one of our videos, and there's a comment underneath it saying you got an article written about you in the New York Times, check it out, it could be big for you.
Noel, how did you react when you saw that?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Didn't know what to do really, so I just rang up Frank and was there, will you just check that out just to see was it real? So
it was.
And just Frank, remind people what he said about you.
Oh God. He said it was, oh God, I can't even remember. He just said it was an amazing buzz in the room, and
and he loved the banjo, didn't he?
He loved the banjo. He actually, when I was talking to him on the night, he was going on about how he had this kind of country sound that kind of was quite big in the States and stuff as well. So he thought we were on to something. I do remember that's a couple of things he said to me,
But you were just being polite to him because you thought, this is just a tourist who's coming through.
Well, I was kind of interested in what he was saying because, like, he kind of seemed to know what he was talking about, and he liked us,
So obviously, that kind of helps.
Yeah.
And then since then, what has happened since that piece?
Since that piece came out, we got about 2 days after that came out, we got a call from the Daily Mail wanting to do an interview with Tig. What else happened? A couple of other papers put some stuff out online. The Evening Echo.
Quite a big list of opportunities basically have happened since, like, we've suddenly got 10 times busier.
We were on TV Saturday night.
Now tell me about that. You were on the Saturday night show. First television appearance, I take it.
Yeah, a bit nerve-wracking.
Out of our comfort zone.
It was quite interesting at the same time.
But if you're going to be the next, U2 boys, you got to get used to the TV bit. Okay, Dara, talk to me about the style. I know you're going to sing for us in a second, but talk to me about the style of music that you actually play.
We're kind of rock based, but we do have kind of a country twist to it. It's, I don't know, it's just.
There's a mixture of bluegrass, it's kind of American roots, basically American roots music. It's kind of a eerie southern.
And how did you're all from Bantry? So I take it you were all friends in school. Was that how you all got together?
Well, yeah, myself and Frank grew up right beside each other.
I remember Tig when he was born.
Do you?
I got guitar lessons off.
You'll tell me now you babysat him next.
I know, I was too young for that.
But then how did the band? How did you form? How did you get the band together then?
Well, I used to play in the Anchor myself. And
just you and the guitar?
Just me and the guitar doing acoustic gigs. And I knew Frank he used to be running a restaurant in Bantry called Gitano's, and I used to play in there sometimes. And
I used to hop out of the kitchen after cooking and join Noel for a few songs.
Okay.
And that was how we started playing together.
Yeah.
And then Tig joined in. Well, it was funny because Tig gave me guitar lessons, and then Frank got guitar lessons. Frank gave Tig guitar lessons.
We'll ignore that. Yes. Yeah. And it went from there.
Yeah.
And then who's the singer? Who sings it? Do you all sing?
We all sing. Noel is the lead singer.
Right, but you're all able to warble a tune.
Yeah.
We all chant.
And Frank, the Calvinists, because this is John Calvin, who didn't like music.
He didn't like music.
Yeah, is that where that is that the song?
That's sort of where it came from. Yeah, we are changing Calvinism. Reforming Calvinism. No, we're just it's just the irony of it. We are a load of Calvinists who do nothing but play music.
And is that all you do at the moment?
Yeah.
Have you full-time jobs?
We had, but we'd already packed them in of 2 follow music, like to follow a course playing music full time.
Okay.
We'd all decided, like before any of this happened, we were working 5 days a week practicing. You know, with an aim to recording an album anyway. We'd 15 songs or whatever that we wanted to record. So we were practicing for the gigs, practicing for recording, and gigging 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
You know, four nights, about 5 or 6 gigs a week even. So we were busy anyway.
Yeah.
Just on the local circuit, but we were also busy just working.
And
then this happens.
Again, impossible to do that and try to keep down a full-time job at the same time. So you've got to make that commitment. And it's a huge commitment, though.
Yeah.
I mean, did you have... I mean, you were in the restaurant trade.
I was in the restaurant trade.
Did you give up? Did you all give up jobs?
Yeah.
In the middle of a recession?
Yeah. Well, okay, I had... the restaurant had closed down before we'd started going with the band.
Okay.
But I had been looking after my parents' health firm, you know.
Right.
And that was pretty full on, you know, so I had to pack that in, you know.
I'd say all the mammies were delighted, were they, when you went home and said, guess what, we're giving up the day job because we're going to sing?
Well, very supportive.
Were they?
All very supportive.
And when you become the next U2, they'll be even more supportive. Wait and see. Okay, you're going, and you write your own stuff as well.
We do.
Yeah. Okay, you're going to do a piece for us. Who wants to tell me about what you're going to do?
This is a song called Anchor. It's basically about being in a rut in a small town and trying to get out of it and just do what you want to do. If you want to live off music, and it's kind of about that.
Okay.
And struggling with it for years as well, because we've all been in different bands.
And it's called Anchor.
Yes.
Well, that's funny because the Anchor Bar were on earlier on wanting to wish you all the best. And it's not named after the Anchor Bar, by the way. Okay, in your own time then, here are the Calvinists with Anchor.
Can we also say, just before, special thanks to everyone in Bantry for all the support
they've been hugely, actually, because from the minute I mentioned yesterday that you were coming in, we were getting in texts and calls, and a load of them in today. They're very proud of you, which is terrific. It is terrific.
And actually, a big thanks to Steve Donovan as well, who is running the brick oven down there.
Steve
Donovan.
Steve Donovan,
He's an
okay.
amazing man. He's put so much time into us, as well as Sandy Neff. Yeah. She's my mother, and she's acting manager at the moment, and she has done an outstanding job as well.
Well done. Okay, here we go with Anchor. Fantastic.